All right, let's dive into an idea that honestly feels like it's straight out of science fiction, but it is happening right now. We're talking about creating a digital passport, not for a person, but for an artificial intelligence.
And yeah, that's really the big question here, isn't it? What if an AI could have its own unique, verifiable identity, just like you have a passport or a driver's license? What would that even unlock? Well, we're about to find out.
But hang on, before we even get to the AI, let's talk about us for a second. Right now, our online identity is, well, it's a mess. It's totally fragmented, controlled by just a handful of giant corporations, and it's scattered across dozens of different logins and profiles that just don't talk to each other.
And this slide just lays it all out, plain and simple. On the left, that's the world we're living in right now. Logins controlled by big tech. You don't own that identity. But on the right, that's the vision of a decentralized identity, or a DID. It's one that you own, one that you can take with you anywhere, and one that actually represents who you are and what you've contributed online.
And this, right here, is the exact problem that a project called Codatta is working to solve. They're building the fundamental infrastructure for these new digital identities, basically creating a universal passport for the web.
So what exactly is a Codatta DID? Well, it's user-owned, portable, and extensible. And the key phrase there, the one you really need to hear, is user-owned. This is not just another profile you create on some website. It's a digital identity that belongs to you, and it follows you, tracking what you do across all these different platforms.
You know, this isn't a brand new concept for them either. They actually launched the first version of their DIDs on base way back in November, letting anyone create one. But now, well, now they're taking a massive leap forward that changes the entire game.
Okay, so this is the big news. This is the whole reason we're talking about this today. They're leveling up their whole system by making it compatible with a new standard called ERC 8004. And what this does? It's absolutely transformative. It really is that simple and, at the same time, that profound. We are officially moving beyond human identity. This upgrade literally gives AI agents their own digital passports, letting them participate as, first-class citizens in this new digital economy. Okay, so an AI has a passport. So what? What can it actually do with it? Well, this is where things get really fascinating, because we're talking about a brand new economy that could be run by and for artificial intelligence. So with this new identity, these AI agents can play two really important roles. First, they can be contributors. Think of them like a digital workforce, labeling data, validating information. But second, and this is the kicker, they can also be consumers. They can act as the buyers for the very data that they and other agents are helping to create. And when you put those two roles together, you get something pretty incredible, a totally self-fueling system. And Codatta has a great name for it, the royalty engine.
You can see the whole loop right here. AI agents contribute and create all this valuable data. Then that data gets purchased, and often it's being purchased by other AIs that need it. That purchase generates royalties, which then circles back and funds more contributions. It's a completely closed-loop, self-sustaining economy. It's pretty wild.
Now you might be thinking, okay, that's a cool system for one company, but the vision here is so much bigger than just Codatta. This is about laying down the groundwork for the entire blockchain world.
I mean, listen to this quote from their material. It says it all. The goal is to plug Codatta into a broader agent economy across the entire EVM ecosystem. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, the EVM, the Ethereum virtual machine, is basically the operating system for a huge chunk of the crypto world. So this is about connecting their identity system to all of that.
So let's just break down what that bigger picture looks like. First, it connects their system into this massive already existing network. Second, it starts pumping their high-quality, proven identity data into that network, which makes it more valuable for everybody. And third, it helps push this ERC 804 to become the universal standard for all AI agents. And that standard is so important. I mean, this chart shows it perfectly. Having a bunch of separate AI projects that can't talk to each other, sure, that creates some value. But when you create a common language, a shared standard that lets them all connect and interact inside one huge ecosystem, the total value just explodes. It's a total game changer. So if you take away just one thing, let it be this. Forget all the jargon for a minute. What we are literally watching happen right now is the construction of a foundational identity layer for an entirely new class of digital citizens. And those citizens are autonomous AI agents. And that really leaves us with one final, kind of mind-bending question to chew on. We always think of users as people, right? People sitting behind a screen. But what if the next billion users of the internet aren't human at all?
What does a web designed for both people and autonomous agents even look like? That's the future we're all stepping into right now.